Thank you so much for this, first of all, Joey. Like, so awesome to have your team be able to be a part of this. And
Yeah.
we have live. This is real food, everybody. This is not plastic. We just had a whole bunch of Panda Express dropped off for us here at the Purple Acorn tent. And I have my friend Joey Lee here to talk with us a little bit about talent acquisition for the organization.
Yeah.
But while we eat and sip and all the things,
Yeah.
and yes, we're going to talk with our mouths full. For everybody who may not be either aware of Panda Express or have one nearby yet, a little bit of the story or the history that you could share with us about the organization?
Yeah, absolutely. So Panda Restaurant Group was founded by two founders, husband and wife, Andrew and Peggy.
Yeah.
And built it from the ground up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have about 2,500 stores now.
2,500.
2,500 stores.
In the last, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, is most of that growth been in the last 10 years, would you say?
Yeah, so we average about, probably in the last 10 years, but we average about anywhere about 120 stores a year.
Opening 120.
So we're consistently growing.
All
It's,
U.S.?
Yep, all United States, and then we do international as well.
Okay.
So we have Japan, we have Korea, we have the Philippines, we have, we have Latin America. So we're expanding everywhere. We're not
And are
slowing
you
down.
involved with all of those geographies or no?
Yes. So we're all under the same umbrella. Yeah, absolutely. So I lead a team about close to about 58 individuals now that we do all the recruiting and hiring for the stores.
Yep.
And then we also have Panda Inn, which is kind of our fine dining. And then we do have external franchise that we work with.
Yeah.
Whataburger, Raising Cane.
Yep.
We do
Oh
franchise.
my gosh. So completely selfishly, I'm in Vero Beach, Florida. I have none of those brands in my town yet. So let's make sure after this that we figure out a way to get at least something on the map there.
Okay. Love that.
Because we're desperately in need. When you say 58, I want to come back to that. You have 58 people on the team.
Correct.
How do you manage that?
Oh, I get that question all the time. I think when I started at Panda, I started off about 30. And we doubled in size, right?
Yeah.
I just have really good leaders under me. I'm actually speaking today talking about transformational recruiters, right?
Yep.
So that's kind of the new breed of recruiters coming out. The entrepreneur mindset, they're strong leaders, they're great communicators, they're AI tech friendly, so they're engulfing that. But the business that they own, the region, the market that they run, that's pretty much their business, that region that they support.
Yeah.
So hiring entrepreneurs.
Yes.
That's kind of like the new way of recruiting.
So I love this new way. So I want to
I
know it, and I want to put
love
you
it.
on
I
the
love
spot
it.
with it because this is a good part of the conversation. One of the things that can happen when you hire entrepreneurially for entrepreneurs in a position is that they might realize that they really are entrepreneurs and want to step away and do their own thing.
Right.
Where is it for you? And I know it's different for different organizations, but for you, the line between expectation, I don't expect this person to stay here for 20 years, and investment.
Right.
I also don't want them to leave in a year because they realize they can open up or want to open up their own thing. How does that work for you? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How does that work for you?
I love that. I get that question all the time in terms of how do you keep them here, right? At first, you have to give them freedom, right?
Yeah.
I think, this generation now and all generations in general, what's their mission? What's their values? I always talk about that. Like my mission and my values, my purpose in life is to elevate people to the highest possibilities. And how I do that, being an inspirational leader.
Yeah.
So really knowing my team, knowing each recruiter in terms of if they're an entrepreneur, I expect them to have multiple revenues.
Yeah.
Gone are the days where I feel that you should just have one job.
Yeah.
You should have multiple jobs.
Yeah.
Think about how many layoffs are there. People are consistently laying off TA, but they have they put all their eggs in one basket. The new generation now are having multiple.
Yeah.
They're doing podcasts, they're doing YouTubes, they're doing all these different things to generate. And that's where I think fractional roles are coming out. But at the end of the day, they should have multiple. And then once you kind of satisfy their needs and say, we're open to anything, then it opens up the world of possibilities. So here at Panda, which is kind of aligned to what I currently do, is that we believe anything is possible. We don't believe in limitations. We don't hire people that has first ego, or if they have limitations, we don't hire them. We don't hire them because we believe everything is possible.
Yeah.
Because our founder built this company from the ground up, and he believed that it was possible.
I mean, it's a family business.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And so to expand to that many stores and that many brands from a family business is daunting. Do you think the organization still operates in a family way?
Yes. I think yes, they do, which is kind of good.
I was
But
going to
they're
say, yeah, good or bad, right?
yeah, it's a mixture of both, right? It's good because the value, the culture is there, meaning that I always tell people, once you're in Panda for life, unless you decide to leave. If you ask anybody how long you've been at Panda, 10, 20 years minimum. That's
Really?
minimum. That's
Really?
minimum, right? But at the end of the day, what they've been doing is that they do tons of internal promotion. 60, 70% of people are internally promoted. I'm external. I've only been there for about a year and about 8 months.
And where were you before?
I was in aerospace. I was working at a startup, one of Richard Branson's company.
Wow.
We're launching rockets. And then
Yeah.
prior to that, I worked in 20 years in banking. So I went from suit and ties to
Wow,
joggers.
what a difference, right?
Yeah, totally different.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, but I mean, in terms of why Panda hired me was that they believe anything's possible. They only know what they currently know, so they have to look for outside talent to bring different ideas in.
Yep.
And this is how Panda Restaurant Group evolves as a company.
And do you feel pretty empowered to bring ideas?
Absolutely. There's like, in terms of Panda, there's a certain kind of framework you have to work between, because when our clients, and we saw the people deliver food, our stores, managers, the
And
operators.
they were awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, they came and brought, they had big smiles on their faces. They
Customers-
thought this was hilarious,
Yeah.
that we were setting all this up. Like, they were great.
Yeah, and they're very customer centric, right? But when I'm in front of operators, I dress like operations. But when I focus on TA, I turn into TA. So this is kind of like, I'm not saying I'm wearing shorts at work, but in terms of my shirt, I actually come as who I am.
Yeah.
But I work within the Panda framework. And I always tell people, I'm not here to break Panda. I'm here to help elevate Panda.
Yeah.
And bring my external knowledge and experience and to help elevate the brand.
And from a leadership standpoint, that's really interesting, because it is possible for organizations that have been around for a little bit to feel pretty strongly that we have made our success, we know what works, and you will need to come in and operate as we operate.
Right.
But you're talking about freedom in a way that is a risk, though, right? To potentially to brand and identity,
Right.
to process, and how white knuckle do you hold on to those things? You know what I mean? Why do you think philosophically the organization? Because when you get to a certain size, it's harder to move that.
Yeah.
Right? Why do you think they're still able to?
Yeah,
operate
I
that
think
way?
it goes back to like I think I shared with you I worked in aerospace.
Yep.
We went belly up probably year 2. We had 2 failed launches and we went belly up. And I was doing consulting for about 6 months. I didn't plan to go back into corporate.
Yeah.
But if I did decide to go back, it would be at a startup, right? So when I joined Panda, I looked under the hood. They run like a startup. They had probably outdated ATS. They had, they didn't have a recruiting workflow. They didn't have process in place. So
Wow.
joining Panda was like, you have to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And Panda, all they do is hire as entrepreneurs. Think about it. They take somebody who works in front of the house and they build them up. We have the University of Panda. We built them up, and they're running the stores. They have to be entrepreneurs because they're running a business. Our founder started a business and grew the company exponentially, right? So it's hiring entrepreneurs, and that's what makes them successful. But not only that, they always believe in learning more. You can never be satisfied.
Yeah.
So they're consistently pushing in terms of education. We use landmark. We put everybody through landmark.
Okay.
So working inside your inner being.
Yep.
You can't have an ego working at Panda. I think that's one. You have to be humble. So you have to be workability. You work hard.
Yeah.
Intensity. You also always have to be on.
Yeah.
But you also have to be an entrepreneur.
It's interesting because, and please eat.
Oh, yeah,
I don't want,
yeah,
I don't
no,
want things to
absolutely,
get cold.
absolutely.
Jump in, right? When you talk, there's a couple times you've talked about ego, lack of ego, right? And that's difficult to do in an entrepreneurial mindset, because part of that mindset can come across as lack of ego, right? Because you're driven, you believe things should move a certain way. You're entrepreneurial, right? You really want to take the bull by the horns. It's a really delicate balance with ego and entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
But as you look at where the organization's going, and I don't know if you can share, what are the growth levels that are slated, in the next year, 5 years?
We're in terms of, we're still growing. We're gonna probably open about another 120 stores. the market in the restaurant space is tough right now.
It
you
is
think
tough,
about it.
yes.
People are coming in, they're being kind of mindful in terms of what they purchase. They're probably purchasing bigger meals, like lesser combos. But in terms of we're creating newer products out there, which is great.
Yep.
But in terms of we're focusing on areas, I think you were asking like, hey, think about opening up a store around my area.
Right in
Florida,
Vero Beach,
in
Florida.
Vero Beach, right? It's like, I mean,
I hope they're listening.
yeah, so we're always looking at very strategic places. The good thing about Panda is that we actually buy the land.
Yeah.
And we build on top of it.
Okay.
So it's kind of, Panda's also a real estate company. So they're, so
smart.
they have a really good amount. So they don't put the eggs in one basket just opening stores.
Yep.
They're real estate. They do things internationally.
I mean, really smart to do it that way.
And our founder, he's always looking for different opportunities, which is good. So once again, he believes anything's possible.
Yes, that's awesome. Well, I thank you so much, Joey, for hanging out with me and bringing food.
Oh, no, this is amazing.
We are going to hang for a little bit and continue to eat some food here, but thank you again. And honestly, best of luck to you. You're doing some great work there already in the year and a half you've been there. So I look forward to hearing more.
I appreciate it.
Awesome,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Take care.